There is a saying in our research career that once the research problem has been formulated or the research topic has been selected, then half of the research will be completed. So in this video, I will be telling the 5 simple steps that you need to, practical step that you need to follow to select a research problem or the selection of a research topic for your PhD. So let's get into the video, 5 simple steps. Hello guys, welcome to Commerce Adda. If you are first time in this YouTube channel, please do subscribe and press the bell icon. There is a saying in our research career that once the research problem has been formulated or the research topic has been selected, then half of the research will be completed. Yes, this stands true throughout our research career and we are going to witness in our career also. Why this is true? Because when you have a clarity about your research problem that you have selected, almost the half of the research has been completed, because the more you understood, the well you understood the problem, the solution will be easy for you to tackle or for you to get and do the research and get the data collection and get the analysis, get the conclusions. That will be easy when you have a full clarity over your problem or the topic that you have chosen. So in this video, I will be telling the 5 simple steps that you need to, practical step that you need to follow to select a research problem or the selection of a research topic for your PhD throughout your journey of a 5 or 3 years. So let's get into the video, 5 simple steps. If you look at the step number 1 in the selection of the research topic, step number 1 is that choose a research topic that you are interested. First and foremost important area is that you need to select your broad area. What do you mean by broad area in your research? Just I'll take an example here. If you ask me about a broad area in the research now, suppose if you belong to commerce, in the commerce you will be having many things. That if I can tell you, marketing is your one of the broad area, or another will be HR and another will be finance. Banking also will comes under here. Another will be like information technology also comes under here, because in the commerce, information technology and insurance, various broad areas are there. So first you need to decide in which area you are interested actually. Is it a marketing? Is it a HR? In your other disciplines also, in the geography or the economics also, you will be having a subtopics or the sub broad areas will be there. So choose that one first. In which area you are more interested, or you are more comfortable, or you are having a more knowledge in which of the following areas, or which of your specializations in your masters also. That is one. This is a step number 1 that you need to tackle. Once you have decided with a broad area, the broad field of your topic or the specialization, then go and check the second step. That is, narrow your topic to something which is manageable. Suppose in the marketing that you have selected or the HR related, I wanted to do the study on the stress level of the private sector employees who are going in a night shift. So here, if you specifically has selected this problem, let's take this as an example. So who are doing a private companies night shift employees, how they are taking their stress and how it is impacting on the health. So that is my study, but that is looking like a very broad area, very high scope. In that, how can I narrow down? Because whenever you are selecting a research topic, now don't select which is having a huge scope. Select the topic which is having a less scope. Why I am telling this one? Because suppose you have selected all the private sector employees who are going on a night shift. Then how can you study this much population? Is there any limit that private companies of all the sector? All the sector means many sector: textile, software, IT, non-IT, and manufacturing sector, non-manufacturing sector, and BPO, KPO. All these services are there. In this, which employees are you going to study? Do you want to study all the employees' stress levels? Is it possible to study that much big population? Whenever you are studying about a big population, now you will be having so much difficulty to handle the data, because more information you need to collect, you are having a more scope, many problems will occur during your research study. So that's why you need to narrow down as much as possible. Narrow down means these are the two things that you need to follow. If your topic is too broad in nature, so much high possibility to increase your scope is there, then you will be finding too much information which you are not able to focus also. This is a one problem. For that, you need to narrow down your research topic. Second is that you need to have a background reading that can help you to choose the limit of the scope of the study. Background research is nothing but, if I am going to study the stress level of employees of the human resource who are going on a night shift. Night shift may be for many of the sectors of a companies in the private. But if I go and select only IT companies who are in this geographical area, suppose in Hyderabad, IT companies stress level of employees during the night shift, or during the Vadodara, in that city private company night shift employees stress levels. Geographically you can narrow down and decrease the population, or else you can decrease the population non-geographically also, other than selecting not just an area. You can just categorize them only IT employees. So like that you can just bigger scope you can narrow down and make it as a specific or a particular population. When a population is particular, you can just reach out to them via questionnaire or by taking an interview of them easily, and you can just get the data, limited data that you will collect, because your population is limited. When the population is limited, data is limited, sample will be limited, and your scope of the study also will get limited. The task will be easy to get accurate conclusions in your research. The more the data is accurate, the more accurate conclusions you are going to get it. This is the step number 2. Let's get into the step number 3. So ask your professor. Why I am telling you to ask your professor? Because being a researcher, like a student who are just wanted to enter into a research, something may be looking like easy for you, something may be looking like possible for you, but once you contact with once you talk with an expert who is our professors in our PG colleges, who are already guiding and they have completed already the PhD and their assistant, associate and professor levels, they are guiding many of the researchers by that time. So when we have a word with them, they will give you great suggestions which can change our mind, and whatever the pre-notions or preconceptions that are there in our mind, that will be clearly removed by them once you present your point of view. Sir, I am going to take this topic. Is this feasible or not? Is this a good topic? If not, then what are the problems that are there in this? What are the disadvantages? Can you suggest any other new topic? Like that, if you can approach any professor now, they are open to any type of discussion, and there are great professors in your colleges also. You can just contact them and get the idea. See, when you are open to discuss with a professor, no professor will say no, and we will be having a liberty to take a type of positive opinion also will be created upon you when you are contacting them and giving a preference in selecting a topic. So they'll suggest you some more, because they might be doing a various major projects, minor projects of a research from the UGC or the AICTE. So if you approach them, by that time in their hand, there might be another topic which may be suitable for you. So something which we think it as that nobody has done the research till now, but they will tell exactly whether they have done or not, or once you go with a literature review only, we'll get to know. We will think that is as something novel topic or something new topic for us, but it is not new for others now. They already have done a research on that one. So because of that, at least to get many insights into it, you need to approach your professors and talk about a research ideas with a friend. Why to talk with a friend? This is looking like a practical step by. These are practical steps that we are doing regularly. Once you selected a broad field and asking your professors and narrow down of your problem, Now you are going to talk with your friends who are common friends will be there now, your PG friends maybe, or your PhD, the group will be there. So just talk with them, talk with the colleagues, wherever possible who are like-minded people will be there, who are into research. If you talk with them, they will give some more idea. Your mind is thinking in one way, and some other mind, your friend mind will be thinking another way. He may give some other new point and add it to your knowledge. So that insights will give you some more clarity or some more additional question that you need to search upon, and you can go with a Google also. You can go with the various discussion forums are available in the Quora. All these types of discussion forums are available. You can go with that and get the clarity over your like discussion with the friends will give you more clarity. That too, discuss with a like-minded people who are into same zone. Don't discuss who are out of the research. And last and most important is that think of the problem: who, what, when, where, and why. These 5 W answers you need to question yourself and get the answer for yourself. What is this? Just look at by here. I'm going to point it out. Why? First, why? Why you are choosing? Why did you select only this topic? Why not other topic? First, you must be having a reason for yourself. And what interests you about it? Why you are more interested in that topic? Do you have a knowledge in the topic already, or do you have a experience in the topic already? Like you can see, do you have an opinion about the issues or the problems that are involved in that study? If you have some opinions, then you might be having some knowledge also, background knowledge. That is why you might be selecting the topic, because you are comfortable area where you can expose your knowledge much more extensive because you are expert in it. That you need to question yourself and get the answer. Second is that who will be providing information to you regarding this topic or the problem that you have chosen. What parties, which company is going to provide the information? Suppose you have selected this private sector stress, employee stress level in the night shift in Hyderabad. So which companies are going to provide the data? Which employees are going to fill your questionnaire? So like that, you need to question yourself from where I need to collect the data. So to whom I need to ask a question? Who might publish information about it, and who is affected by your topic? So whether they are affected by your topic or not. Do you know the organization or the institution who can provide this type of data, or the similar topic organizations, whether you know about them or not, or did you search about those organizations or not? Next, third W is that what? What are the major questions? What are your objectives? What are the major questions that you are going to answer or provide a conclusion in your research study? And is there any debate about the topic, whether in the news channels, on the newspapers, or in the society, any debate is going on? And to what extent the issues are there and viewpoints are considered in the society or in your discipline. Next, fourth W is that where your topic is relevant actually, in which area your topic is relevant. Yes, this employee is nothing but in the human resource area, my topic is relevant. Yes, you must be in a position to tell that one. At the local level important, or at the national level important, at the international level. The stress level of private sector employees during night shift is not just an Indian topic, not just a Hyderabad topic. It is all over India, all over the world. All the private employees are facing this issue. So that you need to select where your topic is going to be relevant and who are the affected parties with your topic. And whether only specific places are getting affected, you need to understand that also. Only Hyderabad is affecting, only that particular Delhi is affecting, particular area is only affecting, then decide that also. Next, when is your topic important? Is it important at this 5 years period of time, at this 1 year period of time only? If that be the case, then after 4 years your PhD is going to complete. By that time, is this an outdated topic? Think about the topic which is having a future of a next 10 to 15 years, or at least a minimum to minimum next 8 years, so that you can able to complete your research topic. Because this journey of a research is not just a 1 year or the 6 months, it is going to be a 5 years, in some cases more than 5 years also. That depends upon the extension. So when is your topic is important? And is it current event, or is it a future event? Is it studying about a past trends and applicable for the future? Till what extent it is available? So like this also you can just decide. So these 5 W's I am saying, 5 W's are most important. if you can just question yourself, many ideas you are going to get it in your mind. So these are the 5 simple steps regarding how to select a research topic. I think this is helpful for you, and you got some more idea what topic you need to select by following these simple steps, right? If you found this video is helpful to you, please do hit a like button and do share it with your friends who are in need of this type of videos, and ask them to subscribe to this channel. If you are also not yet subscribed, please do subscribe and press the bell icon, and do not forget to comment how you felt about the video. Thank you so much. We'll be meeting in the next video.